Sīla, Samadhi, Panya. Development of virtue, cultivation of the mind, and the experiencing of wisdom. These go hand in hand. As students, we are all to develop these three. Students of the Dhamma, all those of us who are interested in breaking free from the bonds of suffering, bonds of samsara, where we are caught. But not every person comes to the Dhamma, to this path, with that intention, the intention to cut loose from further suffering, from further rebirth. Many people come for different reasons. Many of us come through mediocre means or for the purposes that may be considered less than perfect, shall we say. Goals are usually another reason that many people come to the Dhamma for. A goal of attaining whatever is playing on the news, whatever is being talked about in our circles, or those areas that we associate, or friends, what are they talking about, etc. So not every person who comes to the path is in fact really wanting to break free from suffering. Many of us are simply trying to run away from suffering. There's a huge difference between running away from suffering and pain and wanting to end it. One is the path of the coward, and the other one is the path of the hero, the warrior. This path is for warriors. Those who are intent, those who are honest, those who are truthful, first and foremost with their own intentions themselves. Why do I practice? Because that is what's going to give you the thirst, the desire, the chanda, the fervor, to really want to put in the energy on a daily basis, on a continuous basis. Otherwise, goals change. So you must have something compelling pulling at you, pulling you from your neck, from your teeth every single day. You're not running away from something. You're actually wanting an end to something that is deplorable, something that is painful, which Lord Buddha talked for 45 years, describing it as dukkha. And this path is the ending of dukkha. That's why we practice Sīla, Samadhi, Panya. Because you might actually even start on the path by wanting to adopt a lifestyle where you start by, well, everyone's saying Sīla, Samadhi, Panya, so Sīla is the first. Okay, let's start with Sīla. So you have a very gung-ho approach to Sīla, which is wonderful. But you forget to be generous, which, by the way, Dāna, meaning generosity, precedes Sīla. Often it's not talked about in books and things, in Dhamma discourses. But Dāna comes first. So, being generous, in many ways, is more powerful than Sīla. Now, we have to be careful with this statement, because many people say, well, so I should just do Dāna and I'm good, I'm good to go? No. Dāna opens your heart to Sīla. If you're simply practicing Sīla for Sīla's sake, you don't necessarily practice Dāna. I have had students, several students that I can think of, who were struggling and, they're, for all intents and purposes, and the way they look they're actually practicing Sīla. But when you interview them, when you sit with them and you talk to them and you see in their own lifestyles and the tiny little things, and you see that it is rather superficial. It's more of a formality. It's a formal approach to the practice. So they're trying to fulfill a requirement. They're trying to check a box, the Sīla box. So it's a means to an end, period. Well, that clearly demonstrates that the person lacks Dāna. And if you lack Dāna in your heart, forget it. You might practice Sīla as much as you want. But if you do not appreciate Dāna, that means you don't have the necessary wisdom to understand what Sīla really represents in the first place. So Dāna, being generous, genuinely generous, allows you to open up into Sīla, understand and appreciate Sīla. Because I've come also across individuals who have tremendous Dāna in their approach, in their way of living. And they would come and they would complain about themselves, saying, Bhante, sorry, I have a tough time practicing Sīla. But then I look at their way they live their lives, and even though they discredit themselves as individuals who don't practice Sīla per se, but then you see how evident it is that they are truly living a virtuous life, despite what they think about themselves, that we don't practice Sīla. Whereas you look at someone who claims to be practicing, the 5, 8, or 10 precepts, and you see how stingy they are, miserly they are. They're holding with tight fists. That is a person who will never attain. Never attain. So long as they don't break through that ignorant attitude of theirs. So Dāna should never be undermined. Dāna, if it's truly being practiced with wisdom, can in fact be a doorway, a powerful, wide doorway to Sīla. So even though we practice this the formula of the threes, the three trainings, Sīla, Samadhi, Panya, let us not forget Dāna. So Dāna is the thing, the step that needs to be there. The practice starts with Dāna. Otherwise, you could fool yourself, live a life entirely claiming to be practicing Sīla, yet never even come close. But a person who practices Dāna might even attain, while you're struggling over there with your Sīla. Did I do this? Did I break this precept? Did I do this? Meanwhile, you're completely missing the boat. You're not even looking at the donkey you're sitting on. You're not even able to count the donkey. You're counting your other donkeys. Like that story that I've several times mentioned about the person who has 100 donkeys, and one day he goes out into his stables and pulls them all out and starts counting them again. And he comes up with 99. And he gets very upset because every single time he counts, he gets only 99, and then his friends come over and they count and they get 100. Well, he had stupidly counted only the ones that he was observing, not the one that he was sitting on. That is another form of avidya, ignorance. So count your donkey. Your sīla is not enough if your approach is completely flawed. And it is flawed if you do not have the capacity to be generous, the capacity to know the beauty of Dāna, of generosity. Because it's very liberating. So I hope this will be helpful.